Well, the second big debate for the Republican presidential nomination now in the book. So who won and who lost? Joining us this morning is our political expert panel here, Democratic strategist Richard Dickerson and former state Republican chairman for the GOP, Marty. Good to see you guys.
Good morning.
Okay, so a lot of people saying the general consensus is big winners, Carly Fiorina. You agree?
No doubt. Okay. Carly number one, Rubio number two.
All right, Richard?
I think Fiorina was clearly number one. Number two, I think it's debatable. I think Rubio had some good moments. He also had flat moments, bringing out his water that fell flat. He tried to cut a couple of jokes that fell flat. I think there were several other people who were muddling around after Fiorina, but I think she was clearly the class of the evening.
Let's listen to Carly Fiorina just real quickly when she was talking about defunding Obamacare and also sparring a little bit against Donald Trump.
I dare Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama to watch these tapes, watch a fully formed fetus on the table, its heart beating, its legs kicking, while someone says we have to keep it alive to harvest its brain. This is about the character of our nation.
Donald Trump said the following about you, quote, "Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that?"
It's interesting to me, Mr. Trump said that he heard Mr. Bush very clearly. And what Mr. Bush said. I think women all over this country heard very clearly what Mr. Trump said.
I think that soundbite is going to get played over and over and over, so it could resonate. But what is it going to translate to in the polls? She's going to get a bump of 2 to 4%, maybe more.
Maybe a little bit more. Brevity sometimes is really deadly, and I think she said it absolutely right. That's a passionate candidate right there. And I also love the way she points out a very important fact about Hillary Clinton. She's attacked Hillary more than anyone, and that is frequent flyer miles does not connotate success.
Well, but now, it's just, does she need to show a softer side? Is that what people need to look for?
I think
as well?
that the comments with Trump she was enormously effective. Remember, 50% of the population are females.
Right.
And she was able to speak to that group in a clear, insightful way, people who have daughters and who aspire for going forward, and to say we do not want to be minimized, subjugated, and on our appearance. That we bring more to this than that.
She's got that appeal for the women.
And I think she did an effective job, coupled with her experience. She said she was able to rebut all of the comments that Trump made about her failures or alleged failures at Hewlett-Packard.
And there were a lot of personal attacks, and we want to get to that. CNN kind of set this up as a sparring session. Yes. I want to listen to this real quick and then get your reaction to the way they handled the debate.
Mr. Trump, we don't need an apprentice in the White House. We don't need an apprentice in the White House. We have one right now.
His visceral response to attack people on their appearance, short, tall, fat, ugly. My goodness, that happened in junior high. Are we not way above that? And would we not all be worried to have someone like that in charge of the nuclear arsenal?
Mr. Trump?
I never attacked him on his look, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter right there.
So 40 years ago, I smoked marijuana.
The marijuana that kids are smoking today is not the same as the marijuana that Jeb Bush smoked 40 years ago. We do.
He wanted casino gambling in Florida.
I didn't want
Yes, you did.
Totally false.
You wanted it, and you didn't get it because I was
it.
opposed to casino gambling before, during, and
if I were sitting at home and watching this back and forth, I'd be inclined to turn it off.
Okay, so John Kasich there kind of said what some people were thinking. It was not a lot of substance there.
No, but I think the silly season is over. The adults are now, summer's over. We're still 6 months before they vote. I think Kasich is an adult. He's been in the Congress. He's been on Lehman Brothers. He's been a governor.
He's from the right state.
He's from a key state, and
Ohio,
he says, I'm not just going to pander. We just can't close down government.
If he were to get the nomination, could he beat Hillary in Ohio, would you think?
I think he would be very formidable in Ohio. Yeah. Very formidable in Ohio.
All right. Now, let's talk about real quickly. We've got to wrap up. Who do you had substance? Who do you think was another guy who maybe won or woman who won?
Well, Carson treaded water. I think Bush improved his position a lot better because he defined himself. Mm-hmm. And we were talking off camera just a little while ago. I think Trump is terribly entertaining. I'd love to work for him, but not politically though. But remember a few years ago, Al Gore was excoriated for grunting and groaning and faces
and the
off
size.
Screen. Every one of those off-scene shots of Trump, it was was not good.
I think that Kasich adds substance. I think Christie had moments. I think Fiorina led. Bush had a couple moments where he showed more energy than previous. I think Trump and Carson came in as first and second and didn't help themselves. I think Trump was. You have to do more than to be bombastic and to have issue slogans
and it's
to
govern. It's a long race, and when we get to that course closer to the end of the marathon, substance is going to matter. Specifics.
At this point, watch the structure of the primaries. Okay. It's front-loaded for conservatives, particularly when they come south. That's going to have an impact on who wins this thing as well.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks.
All right.